welcome back to Fallout 76. We are continuing with our exploration of Whitespring Refuge. Right, I need to get a couple more of these recordings. There's one over here. There's one in here. Is that the only one? Yeah, there's one through this door. Where is this other one? There's the one down there.
Please do not interfere with.
Please do not interfere. It's Peddleton. Nope, I'm speaking to you. Gotta go in here. This one is speak to Esme. Okay, let's go into that. Let's go speak to Esme. Might as well. Employees only, they're all bloody robots. Of course they are.
There's times you gotta accept the cards you were dealt and...
Responders.
If I didn't keep tallies,
Refugee.
no way of counting how many days I've been in Appalachia.
Will you please not all talk at the same time? I'm busy. We'll go this way first.
Wow, that should give Jeremiah. Just
Oh, look at this place. This is awesome.
Donations? Drop off your donations over here. Well, hello there, stranger. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sophie Wagner. Look around. The Refuge. Quite a place, isn't it? I mean, sure, fancy pants golf club resort, that's nice, but I'm talking about the Refuge. A haven for the lost, the dispossessed, the hungry, and unfortunate. A monument to our ability to have compassion for each other. Isn't it grand? Isn't it worth preserving, building, growing?
I'm actually already in the responders.
Sort of. Well, I haven't seen you around before, so, glad to have you. But I wasn't trying to recruit you anyway. I'm actually more in the material support end of things. Scouting for volunteers isn't really my department.
It is a great thing to see.
Yes, exactly. You understand, I can tell. A future filled with people supporting each other, regardless of background or history. It's always good to meet someone who can see the big picture. Now, how'd you like to be a part of it?
I'm sold. How can I help you?
Now that's what I'm talking about. People supporting each other. You got the right spirit. Rucker's put me in charge of running a bit of a donation drive. Have you met Rucker? She's amazing, you should. Anyway, it might surprise you to know an operation like this is always churning through supplies. We work hard to keep things in stock, and that funny Orlando character does their best to help out as well, but we still have shortfalls. So here I am, asking generous folks such as yourself to help us fill in those gaps and keep the refuge running.
So you just hang around asking for charity?
I prefer to think of it as mutual aid. We're a community, pulling our collective resources so that nobody has to go without. Charity is more like the well-to-do buying a clean conscience by giving away their table scraps. And it's not just hanging around. I need to get the donations packed, stored, logged, the whole 9 yards. Rucker's got a real quartermaster's mindset. So you better believe she wants it all squared away properly.
You're very chipper.
Oh yeah, I guess I am. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Why shouldn't I be? We're living in the aftermath of the apocalypse. But here we all are in a place filled with people dedicated to helping each other. You ask me, that means we're pretty dang lucky, right? A lot to be excited about. Happy even.
What exactly do you need?
Let me check my notes. Well, I'll tell you, we've had a heck of a run on raw cloth, and it's really drained our stock. If you could spare, say, 50 pieces, it'd be a huge help to us.
Where can I get cloth?
Oh, lots of places. Old stuffed toys, pillows. Heck, you can even make some out of old newspapers or magazines.
Is there any? No. I'm afraid I don't have what. No, we'll go with. Yeah, we'll go with this. Is there anything in it for me if I donate?
Yeah. The warm glow of providing aid to your fellow person. The joy of supporting a noble and worthwhile cause. Isn't that great? Okay. If that's not enough for you, Rucker's given the okay to dole out a little of some supplies we've got plenty of. I got a feeling you might be helping out there. So I bet you'll find a use for these.
I'm afraid I don't have what you need right now.
That's okay. Who just carries that around in their pockets or whatever, right?
I'm gonna have to go looking for it.
Though. If you want to come back, bring it by later. If you can, of course. You know where to find me. It'd really make my day if you did.
Okay, so we've got daily quest with her.
Set around here if you ever want to play.
I need to find the other people I need. I've got 2 things over here. I need the clinic, is it?
No problem too big to solve.
Hungry? Esme's always cooking something good up in the kitchen. Might
Raiders.
swing by sometime.
Oh, hang on, there's some over there. What's this?
Beer and or spirits. Yes.
Oh, hang on, who's this dude?
Happy thoughts.
Atlantic City.
Hi. Step right up, my friend.
I've got a special opportunity for you approved by management themselves. How would you like to go on a little vacation?
What's the destination?
We're talking about the greatest city on the East Coast. We are offering free travel to America's playground. Atlantic City, New Jersey. A haven of wonder, excitement, and opportunity. Fully governed and, I assure you, safe from the dangers of the outside world. In exchange for your all expenses paid for the flight. All we ask is a little assistance paid back to the locals.
Sounds like a deal, right?
What do the locals need assistance with?
It varies from person to person. I don't have all the details, but I know the Lombardi family is looking for assistance with some business matters. If games are more your style, the showmen are always looking for fresh faces to star in their entertainment. I'm sure a bright person like you will find just the opportunity you're looking for.
So I can fly to Atlantic City anytime I want for free?
That's right. As long as the city leadership hears you're helping out, that's all they ask of you. They were mighty jazzed to hear word of an organization from abroad that's all about helping people. You can always use fresh faces in AC, and especially ones with initiative. That's what keeps our city alive.
Hope all the folks at the commune are doing well.
That's a deal. Might as well.
And now that's what I'm talking about. A little landowner you've agreed to help
Do I go now
out.
though?
I'm sure they get word back to the city leaders. And hey, come right back and talk to me if you have any questions, all right? I'm your one-stop guide to the city.
Okay, let me actually talk to him. I'm not actually going to go there yet, but can I ask about yourself?
Jeremiah Hopkins. Mighty pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm at your service to tell you anything you'd like to know about Atlantic City.
Okay, what do you think about Appalachia?
Beautiful place. Just a gorgeous view from up there on the rooftop. Never seen anything like it.
Have you heard of the Brotherhood of Steel?
Well, yes. I understand that Initiate Ellison over there is a member of such a brotherhood. And he's an upstanding young man. He asked me if I would go outside if I had a suit of power armor to protect me. And the answer is absolutely not. What if the armor malfunctioned and crushed me alive, or ran out of juice just as something scary approached? I bet if someone saw me in their armor, they'd think I was a monster. I'd rather make friends than scare people.
Have you seen The Scorched?
You trying to scare me now? I've heard. You get breathed on by a bat, suddenly big green crystals start growing out of your skin, right? I am perfectly good. Never seen one of those. Thank you very much.
Have you ventured outside the refuge?
Outside. Now, why would there be any need for that when I'm enjoying my snug and secure accommodations here? No, sirree. I am fully satisfied staying inside where there are no surprises.
So enough about
You're interested in
Appalachia.
some new sights. How about Atlantic City?
We're not going there yet, dude. Has anyone ever told you that you're overly optimistic?
Now, if I were to stop being optimistic, I would have to think about all the stressful things that I may or may not be choosing not to think about. Better to focus on the good. Keep smiling. Ain't that right?
Open your eyes, Jeremiah. It's not healthy to hide from everything that scares you.
Yeah, I know. My father used to say that too. He was a courageous man. He had love for people. And went out just the way he wanted to. In a blaze of glory. I know there are dangerous things out there. Other people may be well equipped to handle them. But I'm not. My energy is best spent making people smile. Helping them not to worry. That means put my blinders on a little. So be it. Let me enjoy this little pocket of this world that I still have left to me. It's still safe. When the bold ones venture out, take on the world. That's what they're born to do. I don't want any part of that.
Do you work for the tourism board or something?
Insightful you are. Yes, my travel was arranged by the Atlantic City Mayor's office. Now, there's no tourism board per se, but the groups managing the nightlife and entertainment of the city are always interested in bringing in new faces. They worked out an arrangement with the city, who decided my skills were best put to work out here in a fresh and safe environment.
Oh, I ain't got the perception one. Perception would have been says like something happened that scared you away. A safe environment? What does that mean?
Well, the responders are all about helping others, ain't that right? Just like the mayor's office back home. Problem is, well, there's a lot of helping do. Sometimes too much for a gentle heart like mine to handle.
Okay, let's talk about something else, dude.
Certainly.
He's very optimistic. Okay, I have a question about Atlantic City.
Well, by all means, ask away.
Jesus, loads. Okay, any threats I need to worry about?
Threats? No, you're unlikely to encounter any of those. Not unless the gorgeous wildlife of the Pine Barrens board in our city becomes unruly. But the mayor's office, that's that completely under control.
Help me out, Jeremiah. I'm going to Atlantic City, but not for fun. I need to know what I'm up against.
Well, case then, the mutated flora, we call them the overgrown. For the most part, folks don't know they're a problem because the municipal workers haven't fired them back. But that's not all. There's something more sinister out there. I'd prefer not talk about this anymore. Every city's got problems, right? And outside this little pest problem, there's so much love in AC.
Who are the city leaders?
Well, our city is run by the tough and virtuous Mayor Tim. Once a humble farmer, now a city leader. Around Casino Quarter, you hear the name Quintino Lombardi. He's known to be a bit hot-headed. He's been the head of the family for a long time. And finally, there's Mother Charlotte, the creative and daring founder of the show. These three work together to provide the city with everything it needs to thrive. Lights, entertainment, and a functioning economy.
Okay, can you tell me about the people who live there?
Outside of civilians and visitors such as yourself, there are three groups that keep on the lights and life of Atlantic City. The showmen are entertainers, hosting performances and games of all kinds, primarily from the boardwalk appeal. The Lombardi family, they manage the nightlife in the Casino Quarter. They're an intimate bunch, but don't be intimidated. They're as much a part of Atlantic City's charm as anyone else. And last, but definitely not least, our city government workers manage the day-to-day operations that make life easy for the rest of us.
Can you tell me about the different parts of the city?
First off, you can take a relaxing stroll along the boardwalk. Enjoy the street vendors and a delightful sea breeze. Larger attractions take place at Showman's Pier on the far end of the boardwalk. Underneath the pier, you can lose yourself in the architectural wonder of an aquarium built beneath the sea. When night falls, Casino Quarter has everything you need to make it an evening to remember. Nightclubs and casinos galore. And further inward, all the magic you don't see happens at the city center. That's where the mayors always keep the city running.
What's the situation like there?
Do you remember relaxing beach getaways? Exciting outside of the town? Amenities and entertainment to fill your safe and mundane life with inspiration and excitement? Even if you're not old enough to remember those blissful before days, Atlantic City is your chance to experience them for the first time. Our city is safe, luxurious, and beautiful. But don't believe me. See it for yourself.
Which one? Instead of seeing the situation more complicated than what you're selling, sounds incredible. Okay, you're saying it's like the war never happened there. That's impossible.
Nothing's impossible, my friend. After the war, the city government worked hard to keep things running how they should. They didn't let a bomb ruin a great day. Oh, and we were just getting to the good part.
Remind me about travel arrangement to Atlantic City.
We are offering free travel to America's playground. Atlantic City, New Jersey. A haven of wonder, excitement, and opportunity. Fully governed and, I assure you, safe from the dangers of the outside world. In exchange for your all expenses paid vertebrate flight, all we ask is a little assistance paid back to the locals.
Okay, thanks for the reminder.
Of course.
That's all I wanted to know, thank you.
Glad to help out. You let me know if you have any more questions.
I heard about what happened in Morgantown.
Okay, we'll come back to
I know
him.
it was way back, but I'm glad
You
they
say
took
there's
us
a-
somewhere safe and not somewhere
Best city in America.
like that.
So there was somebody from Brotherhood, didn't he? Here you are. Hello, sir.
Ad Victorium citizen. My name is Initiate Ellison of the Brotherhood of Steel. How may I be of service? Oh man, did I get that right? I did, didn't I? Score!
Can I ask you some questions?
Shoot! I mean, shoot as in ask me something. Don't fire at me.
I want to know a bit more about the Whitespring.
I'll tell you what I can. But keep in mind, as a Brotherhood scribe, some of my intel is highly classified.
We're also part of it. What do you think of the responders?
Oh, you mean Rutgers people? They're alright, I guess. I'd say they do a lot of good for the people of Appalachia, but there's hardly enough of them around anymore for everything that needs to get done. Between you and me, they'd probably be a lot more useful if they just got absorbed into the Brotherhood. They may have good aims, but they don't have the resources to do it. Meanwhile, the Brotherhood is making amazing strides every day. You're not gonna tell Rucker I said any of this, right? Please don't.
Check if those Blue Ridge folks carry letters, too.
Made any friends here?
Ha! Well, not really. Rucker's nice and all, but every time she looks at me, she looks like she's in pain. Could be chronic illness. Giuseppe's okay. I know he's got that whole salesman act going on, but he's actually a pretty cool guy. Reads a lot. Knows quite a bit about the world. Skippy's nice and all, but his inventions all look like alien probes to me. Orlando's probably the biggest enigma of them all. I don't know anything about them. They seem nice enough, but I always feel like they're hiding something from me. And I get the impression they just tolerate me. I feel like I could be out of the door to Whitespring any minute.
Okay, took me a while to get through to that bit. Why are you the only Brotherhood affiliate here?
That's classified information, civilian.
I'm not a civilian. It's Master Paladin to you, Initiate.
Oh, I didn't even realize. I didn't even know that was a title. Sorry. Here, to make up for it, you can have some of my rations. Please don't tell anyone about this little mix-up. It won't happen again.
Are you even part of the Brotherhood, dude?
Sit me here.
Oh,
I'm just
fathers.
keeping tabs on the place. Nothing too important. Just keeping my eyes on that vertibird. What are they using it for?
Hope all the folks at the commune
That's everything I need to know about the
Sure.
refuge.
Anything else you need?
I'd like to know more about you.
Me? Well, I'll try to answer whatever I can.
I could really use a drink.
What's your story, Ellison?
My story? I'm not very interested if that's what you're asking. I was born in Louisiana, but I hardly remember it. We moved to West Virginia when I was really young. Me, my mom, and my brother. He stayed behind to help my mom on the farm, and I went off to join the Brotherhood. I knew I had to do it. I was chasing that dream, you know? But I still feel guilty leaving the two of them behind. Mama was so proud of me, though. Made me feel proud of myself. In all honesty, I'm a bit of a fish out of water, but I hide it as best I can.
Nothing like the feeling of a good job done well.
You seem very eager.
Eager? I didn't realize it was so obvious. Look, all my life I dreamed of doing something more than tending some Brahmin in the field in West Virginia. I wanted something more, and the Brotherhood of Steel is that something more to me. When I saw Night Shin first approach me, laser rifle drawn, now that's awe-inspiring. Makes your heart pound. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Okay, but you seem like you tried too hard.
If you had everything you ever wanted, would you just let it slip between your fingers? No, you hold on to it with an iron grip. I'm proud to be Brotherhood. So immensely proud. It's an honor just to wear this insignia. Haven't you ever been a part of
Oh, God,
something
dude.
that made you that proud?
Yes, I have.
Then you know. You know what it's like to be starstruck by your own peers. I'm an ambitious man. I always find a way to make my dreams come true. But I can't deny how lucky I am to be in the position I'm in. So I'll be damned if I slack for 1 minute and lose the best thing that ever happened to me. I may be young, I may be inexperienced, but that just means I have to work a little harder than everyone else.
Okay, that's all
Sure
for now,
thing.
dude. Now, I have some questions about the Brotherhood of Steel.
Ask away.
You don't look like you're carrying a lot of tech.
I I'm training to be a scribe. You won't find scribes decked out in power armor. And even if I wasn't, I'm still an initiate. It would be impractical to waste your best tech on, well, a new recruit.
If you're an initiate, you must be the one calling the shot, huh?
Oh no, not at all. Someday, I will be.
Did the Brotherhood form in West Virginia?
Oh no, we come from California. It
They.
was a long trek over here, from what I heard.
The Brotherhood?
You've never... Well, never mind that. I'd love to tell you more about the Brotherhood.
We already know.
Gosh, where do I even start? The Brotherhood of Steel is one of the most powerful, most hard-working organizations you'll ever come across. We seek the preservation and restoration of advanced technology, especially pre-war tech, weapons, armor, that sort of thing, but not exclusively. We're committed to the preservation of all technology, not just guns. Pretty noble, if you ask me. Oh, okay.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so best friends. Can we talk about something else? Catch you later, Ellison.
It's Initiate Ellison. But yeah, I'll see you later.
I don't 100% trust that he's part of the Brotherhood. Just seems weird.
If you see anyone struggling out
can we
in
bow?
Appalachia, be sure to tell them about the White Spring.
Yay, you knocked them all over. Most of them, anyway. Right, I need to get this way.
This place?
Wonder if they have any chems laying around.
Sometimes I just check out.
God, I'm going to explore even more in a bit. I just want to get to these markers. Okay, you're the next person, Esme.
Bonjour! My name is Esme Rousseau, but most people around here know me as Chef Esme. We've had some representatives from Foundation and Crater come here seeking assistance with the recent influx of refugees. I thought that we could help them out by providing some food for their people. I've started a pot of venison and potato stew, one of my newest creations. Would you be able to help me finish it?
I have some time to cook.
How wonderful! I can't wait to whip up something delicious for everyone. The stew requires potatoes, venison, salt, black pepper, and carrots. The ingredients can be found in our storage area. Your job is to grab the ingredients and put them in before the stew burns.
Oh no, how long are we going to have to get to collect them? Hate timers, hate timers, hate timers, hate timers, hate timers.
Let's have
Hey,
you
Thomas,
start
where's your
by
storage room,
stirring the
love?
stew, which will help keep it from burning.
Where's the storage?
Remember to continuously stir during
Close on it. Here we go.
Extremely lucky I'm here.
Oh, you're joking, you're joking, you're joking, you're joking, you're joking, you're joking, you're joking. I got 2 minutes. Where the bloody hell's the food? Oh, there's a maintenance room too. Oh, this is a bloody maintenance room. Quick, 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 quick.
These robots sure make my job easier.
Bugger, 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 bugger. Sacks. There's no food in here. Oh, you ass. You got the food.
Well, seems like timing is one of your strong suits.
Somebody else.
Look, I can stitch up a gash with the best of them. But Appalachia, well, she can do a lot worse than cut us open. Cut a lot of folks here with sickness we don't understand, and injuries we don't know how to treat. What we need more than anything is know-how. So I propose we trade what I got that I don't need for what you need that you don't got. I've heard you're looking ahead into the pit, and the only safe way out of Appalachia is that metal bird Lennox has perched up on the roof. And what keeps her in the air are those ultrasight cells Orlando keeps locked up. So, that's the deal. You bring back medical information that'll help me figure out how to help these folks, and I'll get you all the juice you need.
Okay. So can we ask you some questions?
Today you'll be going to school. What's left of it, anyway. Can the responders count on you?
Send me a mission. What else can you tell me about the information you're looking for?
Before the war, they would teach high school students about anatomy and physiology. Isn't that wild? I don't know how helpful it was to those kids, but if there's any textbooks on the subject still intact at Morgantown High, I can damn well tell you how helpful it would be to the responders. So, how about it?
Okay, yeah, I'm in.
Nice. Well, let's get to it then. Anything you're able to find, go ahead and bring it back to our lead medic. I'll let her know to look for you. Good luck out there.
Okay, so I got another mission. I still need to collect food. There's all these, you know what, there's these terminals though. In fact, so can I want to read the terminals before we actually do any quests. Responders reborn. Daily, let's get rid of the daily ones. And that one. And that one. That's damaged. Okay, so we'll keep the others. I'm going to look at this computer first. And then there's another one in the maintenance census. No, not all staff are full-time. The majority of the robotic population are technically part of the Whitespring Resort, and as such are under the authority of Orlando. No, Orlando's not really going there. That's not a big event. Okay, logs. Settling in, okay. Hopefully this damn thing saves what I typed this time around. If not, then I'll see if Skippy wants to add it to his scrap heap. It's been a long few months since we got settled onto the refuge, and every day brings just as much challenge as it does progress. But in spite of it all, just the other day I caught myself starting to feel at home. I hadn't realised before how difficult it was to even remember what home even felt like, or if I even could. But all the whys and what ifs in the world won't bring the responders back. That's my job, and for once it looks like I may just have what I need to get it done. Orlando. I've always had an eye for sizing up folks in a hurry, but this Orlando character, they're a tough one to figure. Even worse, they seem to like it that way. Can't say I got any real idea who these management folks are, or even if they really exist at all. But the responders still aren't in any kind of position to be turning away resources, much less the roof over our own damn heads. Dad always used to say that the proper way to thank someone was with a grateful heart and a wary mind, like most else in life. He was right. So, thank you, Orlando. Now what's in it for you? Refuge. Can't imagine what kind of trading post we would have needed as much space as Whitespring did, but Skippy says there were places just like it all over the country before the bombs fell. Though he says all kinds of crazy stuff. Guessing the robots here were what kept the place in such decent repair. But it begs a bit of a question. Who kept these robots up and running? Maybe they got to repairing each other after a while? But hell, if they're capable of that kind of thinking, then I reckon we have a very different set of troubles to contend with, and we sure don't need any new ones on top of what we already got. No time to wonder. Never did see anyone fight and plan and push ahead the way Dad could. Kept at it right until we got in clear of that last raiding party. And there was this look in his eyes like he knew that bullet in his side wasn't going to let him off the hook. Telling myself then I would do everything I could to make sure that no one else ever had to see a look like that in their loved one's eyes. But yesterday I came up short. That kid who crawled up from Charleston with the bookshop and gangrene in his leg. I know I did what all that could be done. Everyone here did that, but sometimes it feels like we're fighting on a new front every damn day. Scorched, rads, ghouls, men shortages, busted supplies, not to mention the usual cast of clowns who can't help but shoot at one another. Some days it gets tough to remember why I brought the responders back at all. Today won't be one of those days. Just got word of a new patient coming in. Time to get back to work. Okay.
There's no problem too big to solve. I think we can make this place home for a lot of people, yourself included.
There's another computer in here to maintenance though.
Bird. That's a step up in the world if I've ever seen one.
This one say the Whitespring 2080 initiative. Press release. May 27, 2075, the Whitespring is pleased to announce the Whitespring 2080 initiative, a major 5-year renovation to the historic mountain resort. The Whitespring is famous for its world-class hospitality and amenities and spectacular natural beauty, said James Wilcox, General Manager. The Whitespring 2080 initiative is an ambitious, forward-looking plan to revitalise the resort and secure its place among the world's premier vacation destinations for generations to come. We've already read this. Yeah, we've read all these. Maintenance logs though, I haven't read these. Routine maintenance bellman, okay, nothing important really. User files? User log. At first I was glad to be exempt from the layoffs. Oh no, it's the same ones. Okay, yeah, it's fine.
Dash of this.
No reservation
Sprinkle of that.
required.
Perfection.
Help yourself to
Where the
any
hell's the food
table.
though?
Over comic book heroes yesterday.
If I'm gonna do the food thing, I'm gonna have to find a cupboard before I do it.
Aren't there more important things to worry about?
Well, you'll have to wait if I'm gonna do anything for you. Robert the robot.
Please seat yourself.
No, I don't want to seat. You seat.
Shortly.
Tektron's are kind of cute when they're just wearing a bow tie and not shooting lasers at you.
Hang in
What
there,
the frick's in here?
I'll let you die on me.
Oh wow. Skippy.
Hey, sport. You wouldn't happen to be handy with an electrocompression spanner, would you? Oh,
A what?
what am I saying? A course yard. I invented the thing. Sorry to put you on the spot, kid. I'm Skippy Rorich, but you can call me Skip, Ro, Skippo, or whatever else you fancy. I'm here on behalf of the Union. We're a band of loose-knit freedom fighters from the pit up north. We're looking to get our home back from a group of raiders called the Fanatics. Hoping Appalachia has some help to offer in that.
Do you mind if I ask some questions?
Not at all. Ask away.
Let's talk about you.
Twist my arm, why don't you?
Okay. I invented anything good lately.
Well, now that you mention it, I had this idea for a rat-powered motorboat recently. Rats aren't big enough nowadays. I think it could work. The problem is feeding them out on the water.
How did you survive the bombs?
One good thing about making weapons of war for Uncle Sam is that they build those manufactories to last. The plant I worked in may as well have been a bunker, like one of those Vault-Tec vaults the Richies bought themselves. When the bombs came down, enough stood standing to keep us lucky few alive. What came after? The rats, the ferals, the fanatics. That was a real test.
Tell me a bit about who you were before the war.
Well, I'm a Pittsburgh man through and through. Daddy worked the steel mills hard, but I took a different route, tinkering for an armaments firm. This may surprise you, but I did everything by the book back then. Everything done to spec. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Life was stable, but boring as hell. I didn't really start living until after the bombs. They woke me up good.
Okay, tell me about yourself then.
Only been good at one thing in my life, and that's building things, so that's what I do. People call me a mad scientist. I built my fair share of oddities, but innovation takes risk. Parachutes sound crazy too, but they work. I'm lucky to have the time I have left after what I've been through. I'm not gonna waste it playing safe. Tired of hearing about me, eh?
Okay, can you tell me about the pit?
Can I? Of course. Will I? Also, of course.
Tell me about these fanatics you're fighting.
The fanatics are a bunch of sadists, is what they are. They bill themselves as a confederation and say they take all comers for who or what they are. That's nonsense, of course. Just an empty slogan used to sucker in more labor for the mills.
What was Pittsburgh like before the war?
Before the war? Well, it wasn't a paradise, but still a sight to behold. The Steel City, we called it. A center of industry, making anything you can imagine. When the war rolled around, we built weapons, munitions, vertibirds, power armor, robots. I suppose that's what made us a target, and left us what we are now.
What's life like in the pit?
It's hell. What else can I say? What the bombs didn't level, the fanatics finished off. The air is choked with soot, the water is undrinkable, and the rads sear your skin like the sun of the Sahara.
Yes, that's horrible.
It's horrible, but it's home. No matter how bad it is or gets, we believe we can turn it around. That's what we're fighting for. All right, I'm game.
I'd like to ask you about the Union.
And I'll tell you everything you want to know.
God, this is so cool, all this lore. Okay, what role do you play in all this?
I'm the Union's inventor, quartermaster, and coordinator. I'm the brain guy. I use the know-how in this dome here of mine to help the kids in the field in any way I can.
Why should I help the Union?
If the fanatics unite the pit, they'll start marching elsewhere. That's trouble for Appalachia. Trouble for you. If that ain't motivation enough, well, I'll make it worth your while. Don't you worry. War breeds innovation. If there's one thing we have, it's that. We can build you all manner of fighting gear. Guns, grenades, armor, you name it. It'll be yours if you give us your aid.
Why does the Union want our help?
Quite frankly, because the odds are stacked against us. We represent civilization in the pit. Most folks up there have put that by the wayside, given in to their animal instincts. We want our home back, but we can't do it alone. That's all there is to it.
Tell me about the people in the Union.
Well, you know, we used to be a trade union before the war. A lot of us are holdovers from those days, old factory hands. Sticking together now like we did then. But we take all kinds, so long as they share the goal of winning back our foul city and making it fair again. That mix makes us a rowdy bunch, but it's also our secret sauce. Our eclectic minds think of things our enemies wouldn't imagine. So we stay one step ahead or even an inch ahead, but that's enough to keep us in the game.
What is the Union?
The Union is our grand experiment in human decency in the pit. All the people working together to rebuild a place that most say ain't worth rebuilding. We fight the fanatics, the ferals, and any other awful thing that stands to hold back progress in the Steel City. And there are a lot of those. Sure thing.
Anything else we can ask him? Never mind.
Well, okay then.
Oh, okay. Could I get your thoughts on some things?
Why, naturally, I would be happy to share my wisdom with you.
Ah, that's it. Okay.
Oh, well, okay then.
That's it. Okay, talk to you later, Skippy.
Anytime, my friend.
Okay, so we got quite a bit of dish and dirt about the pit from this guy. Skippy. Wonder what else we can get.
I think I need a vacation from everything. Is that even possible? Stressed? Yeah, we all are.
I could really use a drink. Rucker wants us sober on the job.
Why even bother helping people who can't help themselves? There's no problem too big to solve.
Sorry, not much for conversation.
Let's see if there's anybody else. Allison. Yeah, ignore Allison. He didn't know what he's on about.
Sure make my job easier.
Allison has no idea what he's talking about. Refugee. Responder. I thought that was another refugee. Clinic terminal. If there's anything new on this. Medical records. Emergency clinic complaining of shortness of breath, blurred vision, dizziness, and headache patient was recently the subject of a violent attack by raiders. So concussion and other associated trauma is likely, but cannot rule out hypertension or other illness. Staff attended to the obvious wounds and the patient is under observation pending further tests. Okay, admitted to clinic with multiple sharp force trauma wounds to the torso or incisive wounds. 4 cm wide, depths varying from 2 cm to 10 cm. Smooth edges consistent with patient's account of being attacked by this knife-wielding maniac, all hopped up on Psycho. Examination during emergency treatment revealed no injuries to internal organs. Patient is stable and under observation after such as a very fortunately matching blood transfusion and administration of antibiotics. Admitted to clinic in an extremely weakened state, examination showed numerous contusions, bleeding gums, photosensitivity and general emaciation. Patient was unable to communicate coherently, but was brought in by persons identified as travelling companions. Suspected severe malnutrition and food deprivation. The clinic currently lacks equipment for force feeding, and intravenous nutrient solutions are likewise unavailable. Staff has administered vitamin injections and the patient is being assisted for liquid diet until more substantial food is possible. Some weirdo offered to have an assaultron perform dental reconstruction on the patient. This offer was declined in forceful terms. That is strange. Okay. Admitted to clinic complaining of headache, general fatigue, nausea, abdominal pain, and difficulty breathing and presenting mild cyanosis of the skin. Diagnosis of cadmium poisoning was additionally supported by the patient's prior residence in a former electroplating factory in the pit. Patient is being treated to minimise discomfort while senior clinic staff attempt to locate adequate materials for salation therapy. Archives. These are the archives. Admitted to clinic with an axe in his head. Patient appeared to be unaware of the presence of an axe in his head, and attempts to draw his attention to the axe were met with confusion and disbelief. Attending clinician determined safe removal of the axe was possible, and the operation was carried out successfully. Patient was kept under observation for a week. Following treatment, having developed a thick Scottish accent after the procedure, but was subsequently discharged. An axe in his head is not a professional medical description. I recognise it may feel silly to put something so specific into formal technology. It might just be a volunteer-run operation, but we can still be professionals. Speak to me if you need to review appropriate terms. Admitted to clinic unconscious and with no visible external trauma. Signs of internal injury or evidence of illness beyond their unconscious state. Patient was brought in by an individual who only gave their name as Bob and who departed suddenly before more information could be taken. Patient was breathing steadily and heart rate was normal. Intravenous fluids were administered along with vitamin injections. Resources for feeding a comatose patient were unavailable and attempts to manually feed them were unsuccessful. But the patient showed no signs of starvation despite this lack of nutrition. During 2 weeks of observation, no change in the patient's state was noticed. Clinic staff reported feeling oddly cold when near the patient, and several accused the patient of somehow being responsible for the sudden failure of a number of pieces of electrical equipment in the vicinity. What? 2 weeks after admission, the patient's bed was found empty during the night shift. Attendants round a search for the refuge and its grounds found no sign of the patient, nor could any witness to their departure be located. Can we please keep the ghost stories out of our medical records? We're in a big drafty building with a bunch of salvaged equipment and people come and go all the time without any of us noticing. We're supposed to be doctors, damn it. Admitted to clinic due to entering labour. According to patient, this was early, but not concerningly so. Patient appeared healthy beyond their condition, and the attending clinician was able to assist in the delivery of a healthy baby without any unexpected difficulties. Patient and child were kept under observation and care for 5 days, and were subsequently discharged to general refuge housing. Wow. Wow, okay, we got this. This is where they're getting rid of people, isn't it?
So this is a place that's bringing all these damn people to Appalachia.
To all clinical staff, first I want to say you're all doing tremendous work under taxing circumstances. I know we never have enough supplies, there's never not enough of us, and not all of us were lucky enough to have pre-war medical training. Every one of you is here making a genuine difference despite all that, and I want you to know how proud I am of you. With that said, folks, the medical records are not a place for editorial comments. Patient presented clear symptoms of being an asshole is not an appropriate documentation of an examination, no matter how belligerent they might be. This guy's gonna die is not the professional way to write down the particular diagnosis. Gross is not under any circumstances a clinical term. Come on, I'm trying to set some standards here. One day it's not going to be us working these few beds and doing this. Right from the start, it's going to make it a lot easier on all of us when we get more volunteers. Let's act like professionals. One other thing to follow up on that, the personal logs are for tracking non-patient related information about the clinic. As you've all seen fit to instead use them as a combination of complaints box, gossip channel and battleground for petty grievances, I have locked all logs until such time as I feel you can be trusted again. If you want to vent, come to me, I can take it.
Both eyes closed.
Tending clinician logs, don't work. Nursing logs, don't work. Okay, and with that being done, I'm gonna finish this video here. It looks like we still have quite a bit to do exploring wise. It might be a third video of exploring and doing some of these quests. I'm not sure yet, we'll see. But we've explored again, we've read some logs, we've got some new quests, and this place is pretty cool. I have to say, it is a pretty cool building. Anyway guys, thank you all for watching, and until next time, take care.